Good afternoon, everyone. Today, welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. My name's Tom Novak, and can we save them? I got two. They were outside when the weather was ranging from 21 degrees Fahrenheit to 2.78 degrees Celsius with a wind chill of 10 degrees Fahrenheit or 12.2 degrees Celsius. It's what is it now? 51 degrees Fahrenheit or like 7C. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I knew I should have written it down, but these are geraniums. And the weather was cold those last week and the week before, but the geraniums were that big and then they just fell on each other. So when I was pulling them out, I says, are they dead or are they alive? But as I pulled them out, not knowing, I wrapped them up in paper towels so I can do this fast video for you. I know I did two today, but the roots still look good. They don't look like they're frozen out. So that's the way the plant looks, and it looks like it wanted to grow. It's still green. It's not mushy yet. So I don't know. Let's give it a shot and let's see if we can save them. You can see how long they are. So what I'm going to do is just take this and get the thinner roots off, just like that. And then I'm going to take my needle nose from ironwood, quick release, and then because this is so big, I want it to sit in a pot and we want to save the best we can from it. So we're going to have to do some drastic pruning. So I'm going to cut right here so I can have this one thick branch. Let's take one off, just like that. And then we'll take this one. Now we're going to have like a stub, but that can be in behind, or we can just, because I don't know if there's something growing here, but maybe not. But we'll just cut this back a little more. And then we'll cut some of this wet stuff off. And we'll cut this one back to there. Cut this off to here. Now, you're going to say, Tom, why are you wasting your time on it? Because let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can pull it around. You never know. It's got a nice thick stem on it from growing outside. Let's get these leaves off so we can see what we're doing. So there's a lot of roots. The roots were that long, so I just cut them off the best I could. I'm leaving this one on just in case this dies back or this bud dies back. So we can have a triple trunk for the time being, until we can see what's going to survive on this one and what's not going to survive. And as you can see, you know, when they wrap them in those pellets, the stuff still doesn't fall off. I don't know why. No, I'm not going to do cuttings on this, because if they're in such a stressed out mood, get some of that root off, we have to I don't think that it'll be a waste of time doing it, because I don't think they're strong enough to try to set out roots. I mean roots. Roots. That's live TV for you. Nothing's edited. What you see is what you get. Just like that. Okay. And then, let's see if it'll fit in a pot. Nope, we're going to have to cut more off. So, let's cut some of these roots off. And we're going to come back to here. And this is like a downward facing root. So we're going to cut that one off to there. Now this is like a curlicue root. So we're going to just, I don't know if you can see it, we're going to cut it here. And will it fit in our pot? Let's see. It should. But we got to trim some of these off. Now you're going to say, Tom, it's drastic pruning for a tree that's going to die. Then why do I call it a tree? It's got a nice trunk. Hey, somebody tells you you can't do it, there's no such word as can't. You can fail at something, but you go back and try again. I mean, what the heck? You got to give it a shot. You got to give it a shot. Don't give up when you try stuff. You're going to say, Tom, how come I don't use fancy potting soil, bonsai soil? Because I'm making it easier for you guys to do bonsai. Then when you get a lot of experience with taking care of the trees and keeping them alive, then you go for the good stuff. There. Now, let's put this pot on the side. Get Mr. Elephant out of the way. Let's put him on the floor for now. And I got the Sun Grow Black Gold Cactus Mix. Put it in a bucket because it's easier to handle. And then put it in. And then we're going to take our azus, the powder, and we're going to put it all around the roots here because they're still wet. And I'm putting it on thick. Remember, beneficial bacteria works hand in hand with your root system. One feeds the other. Whatever the roots can't get, the azus will help get it. Now we got a long root here that won't fit into the pot, so we're going to have to be drastic and cut it. Just like that. And shake off the azus on it. Okay, so we got it all in there. We're going to put it in like that. Now we're going to take our mix. And we got our spoon. And just put it in. Now it's 4:30, 4:45 in the afternoon. And it's dark out already, as you can see through the window there. It's dark already. So once I shut the basement lights off, this plant can rest and we can see if it'll recover. Why waste my time on trying to save something? Why not? It's got nothing to do. It never did nothing against anybody but except try to live. Right? Right. So where's my chopsticks? No chopsticks. So I'm just going to fire in the soil with my fingers. Just fire it in. Fire it in. Fire your fingers into that soil and get the air pockets out of the roots the best you can. Just like that. Just like that. Now I'm not going to water nothing on the top until this all dries out. And you can see it's the start of a nice looking trunk. Now I'll get my little cup and just put it in there. Hey, I thought it was dead, but it's not. So that's pretty good. Well, it's on the verge of dying, but can we save it? Will our beneficial bacteria and the roots grow into each other in time to save this plant? And it's not too bad in the basement, so that should be good. We're going to give it a little spritz for now because I got this other one, and that's big and a half. There we go. Let's put that there. Let's put this on our tray for now. Are you going to say, hey, Tom, it's a little crooked? Why not? Just press it in, press it in, press it in. Fire them fingers into the soil. Fire them in, fire them in, fire them in. You got to get the air out of there. Fire them in, fire them in. That's all you can do. Just fire them fingers in there. Get everything in there so there's no air pockets in there. Now let's see, Tom, we can give it a little more. A little more. There you go. Somebody don't like what you're doing? What are you going to do? That's their opinion. You're just trying to do it. Don't worry about it. Listen, but don't speak. And once they're done telling you what they think about, then give them your opinion. Tell them, hey, I want to try it this way, but thank you for your opinion. And sometimes, I mean, a lot of people got good advice. But remember, you're the artiste, so to say. There we go. So, for now, like I says, this can be our sacrificial branch. But for now, we want to get this grown. We got to see what's going to live. Now, here's our other one. Now, this is big and a half. And we got to fit it into that little pot with all these roots. So we're going to have to do some major pruning because this is developing a nice looking trunk. So, I got my ironwood apron on. That's the best. It's got a lot of pockets in there for you to keep your tools in there. I got my ironwood ratcheting pruners because I want to get some clean cuts in here, what I can. So for now, I got my other quick release ironwood. So for now, I'm just going to get some of this out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. Just like that. And we got this growing into the middle there. So we're going to cut it. We got to open up the branch structure in here. Now this one's a little damaged here. So we're going to cut that one off as close as we can. I thought we needed a ratcheting pruners on here, but no, this is cutting pretty good. Okay, now we got to get some of these dead leaves off. Let's cut that there. Cut this stringy stuff. We gotta just pull. There we go, just like that. Remember, tonight's dance night. You take your sweetie, put on some good old-time dance music, big band music, when music was music, and just dance. See, now you can see this one here is starting to send out a new shoot. So we'll see what's going on with that. Let's cut this out because they should back bud real good. But we shall see what we shall see. Get all that out of the way because we have to see where our branches are. You can see this one is going into the side there, so we're going to just take it and snip it. Just like that. We're going to cut off a lot of these wet milky growths. Get the little ones here so I can just cut off some of this stuff. Just so we can see what's going on in here. I mean, a lot of this stuff died because of the cold. So we're going to see if it will bad, but blah, 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 blah. Back, bud. Getting tongue-tied there, Tom. There we go. Remember, put on that pot of tea when you get done dancing and just relax after you dance with some of that big band music and sit down and enjoy the music. There you go. Just like that. What's that, Mr. Elephant? I know you're down there. We'll get you. Why do I like ironwood tools? Because, hey, they're strong. I've tried all kind of tools. And I'm going to cut over here. And these work the best for me. They're strong. You get a lifetime guarantee here in the States. So, who does that? Not warranty, guarantee. Who does that? So, we're coming along pretty good. I think we're going to make this a twin trunk. But we don't need this one down on the bottom here, so we're going to cut that. You're saying, Tom, you're doing some drastic pruning. Yes, I am. But what are you going to do? Then we're going to take this one off. But I like these long nose from ironwood. And just take that in there. What's that, Mr. Elephant? I don't get in. No, I don't. He's saying I get paid for endorsing Ironwood. I don't. You know why? Because I want you guys to receive the discount. Not me. I don't care. I just want you to know these are good tools. So if you order from them, you get a little discount if you type in my last name, Nowak. I mean, I give it to you. Why do I have to have it? There we go. Now, we got some crazy kookadookadooku roots. So let's see our pot. So we're going to have to really do some work trying to get this roots in there. But first, we got to clean this off. Tom, you can get a bigger pot. I know, but hey, right now, I'm looking to save this and seeing if it's going to grow. So, we got this downward facing root. You'll have to forgive me here, but we got a downward facing root right here. It's going in a curly Q, so let's cut that off. And this one's going around, so cut that off. These are down, so cut all the downward facing roots. No, I'm not afraid to use these because I washed the roots out real good. That's right, Mr. Elephant. Ironwood tools. When you got sharp wood, you use ironwood. You notice, ever notice Burns and Allen, how they work in commercials for carnation milk into their skits? Well, I just did that just to see if you guys would catch on. Good old George Burns and Gracie Allen. They were the best. Okay, so this one's going like a curved shape, so we're going to cut it here. We're going to cut this one too. It's going out in a radial pattern, so that's good, but we're going to cut that off there and there. And this one's got a curving root, so we're going to get rid of that one right here. And we're left with some finer feeder roots. Okay, Tom, you wiped your... Well, I don't know. That's why pants were made. So, we're going to take this long branch off. No, it's not from Gunsmoke, the long branch with Miss Kitty running in the saloon. But that's what some of this stuff reminds me of, the old shows. What are you going to do? That's life. So there's our little root system there. I know it looks like a little curly Q, but I got to save something there for this thing to grow. Now we can have this going straight up. And this one off to the side, but there's like a joint there where this bud is, so I can cut it right above here, and that's mushy there. So just feel, this is strong, but this is a little mushy here, so we got to get rid of that branch. So I know that's not going to be saved. So can we cut it back? That's good. So I'm going to cut this back to here where it's not that strong, but you can see it's still green. And we got a fork, like right there. So I'm going to cut this one off, and just hopefully this will grow this way. Just like that. There we go. Okay, so that one pretty good. Put my tools in there. Yeah, I like ironwood tools. I tried all kinds of tools, and these are the best. I don't know. And the ladies there are real good, Janet and Claire. Real good ladies. If you got any questions, you call them up and they get right to you. No questions asked. Good people there. Good. They got to have the workers there. To me, they're the best because they take pride in their work because of what the tools they make. I like these tools. Really good, really good. Okay, so now we got a nice twin trunk. Yes, Mr. Elephant, I'm going to be quiet now with the commercial. Good old Mr. Elephant, he keeps me on my toes. He's a nut, but he's a good guy. So I want all these little roots to see if I can get this to grow. Now, I don't know. I'm giving it a shot. You're going to say, Tom, you're wasting your time. Well, maybe so. but you don't know unless you try. There we go. Put that on. Let's see if we can get it in. I know they're a little bit touching. Let's see how we can put it in like that. Now the reason why I'm doing it that way is because I don't want to cut too much root off. Okay, time to get the big one. And you don't have to get fancy scoops. Walmart, $1. And the little one that I'm using, I forgot what I paid for it. It wasn't that bad either. There we go. Now remember, if you got arthritis, just use the back of your ball or your spoon here like I am, and just fire it into the pot. Fire that tool into the pot. You got to get all them roots in there, all the air pockets out, and use your fingers to fire it in. Fire it in. Just fire it in. Now if it's going to be a little wobbly, Pinkie Pie will help us out and put some water in there. And that'll stabilize it. And then we'll take more of our sun gold, our cactus mix. Now this is from Canada. So Canadians, this is right made out in Canada. Look at how nice this mix is. Cool, ain't it? Nice. And I know Ace carries this mix because that's where I bought this bag, and so does Faisal's. I know Faisal's has a lot of this good stuff, but they have a lot of sun grow products. Okay. So, come on, Pinkie Pie, let's give it a little more water. And this is I'm gonna shut all the lights off in the room because everything's dark. No, I'm not gonna be fancy and dress it up. We gotta see if it's gonna live. That's the main thing. And if this one grows, so be it. We'll have a third trunk, but it'll be a sacrificial trunk to get everything started in here. So, I know it's a little off, but that's the front. That's the way it is, but it's the only way I can fit it in the pot for now. And who cares? Who says it's got to be perfect? Like this, it's all right. You got the back branch. All trees in nature aren't perfect. Okay, so just fire everything in real nice. Fire your fingers in. Let's get the other one. And, okay, Mr. Elephant, let's get you over here. They make good aprons. These aprons from Ironwood are great. That's right, Mr. Elephant. They're great. See, I worked it in just like George Burns would. No, Harry Von Zell, he was the one that would do it. Gracie would ask him for a cup of coffee. He says, oh, yes, and you got some pet milk? Carnation. They were good. That was the best comedy team in the world. I'm telling you, they were good. There you go. Look at that. Now we'll shut the lights off and let them sleep until the morning light hits them. I can still put just a hair more soil into there. And don't forget it's dance night. Put on that cup of tea, a pot of tea going. Put on some old-time big band music. Do a nice slow dance with your sweetie. Then sit back and relax to the music. And enjoy your cup of tea. There we go. And if you're still listening, I think December 2nd or December 1st, watch out for that video, because I'm going to try to do the children's corner so I can do the giveaway. I'm still trying to figure out how to do it. Jay from Blue Jay Bonsai gave me some ideas. And I'll do it then, and then this is just for the kids. I'm going to make them that Mr. Elephant Christmas cup. I'm going to give away, I think it's 4 or 5 cups. I'll have to see what I got. And just for the kids for watching. I can do that for them. And why not? Then they get interested in bonsai. They'll have a Mr. Elephant cup. Who else gives out a Mr. Elephant cup? So, stay tuned for that. Tap, just use Mr. Elephant. That'll water it in good. Okay, so now we'll see what's going on. Hopefully it hydrates everything. I'm not putting no lipstick on this because I want all these wounds to heal nice. So that's about it. So you take care, everybody. And thanks, Mr. Elephant, for putting in that commercial. We snuck it in on him. And Mr. Elephant says hello to Freddie and Mia. I'm going brain dead here. And so does Pinkie Pie. So you take care, everybody. A lot of work to do yet. It's cleaning up the yard and running all over the place. So you take care and have a good day. Holy cow, I'm taking up too much of your time. I better shut up time and quit on babbling. Take care, everybody, and have a good night. And don't forget, big band music and a cup of tea. And your sweetie. Take care, everybody.